To start. Oh, now we're live. Thanks a lot. All right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Keyboard Warriors, episode 71, presented by RepCross1MMA.com. My name is Eddie Law. We got it out of LA, Jesse Duvacaba, and out of Dayton, Ohio, the one and only Fred Kirby. Start off with like the biggest stuff, obviously, is UFC 216. And we'll go right into we'll talk about Kevin Lee and Tony Ferguson in a minute here. But let's just talk about DJ real quick. And I know, Fred, you and I did a post-fight show right after the event. And we were talking about DJ. I mean, the record, is it impressive? I mean, it's an impressive record, right? But, you know, people are they've been talking about this shit about how, you know, the opponents haven't been the highest caliber kind of guys. Let me ask you this. If Anderson Silva, let's go with this. Whose streak is more impressive? DJ's or Anderson Silva's 10 title defenses?
You asking me?
Yeah.
Is that even serious?
I'm just asking.
No, I don't think that DJ's is even close to as impressive as Anderson's, to be completely fucking honest with you. And you know what I love about this whole DJ Anderson thing? He hasn't really beat Anderson's record yet. Lest we forget, Travis Lutter missed weight, so that fight didn't count. But Anderson won that fight. B, Anderson fought twice at 205 during that duration. So technically speaking, he beat his fucking title defense record, but he really hasn't won as many fights. Listen, what he did was super impressive, no doubt, but you cannot deny the fact that he did it in a fucking weight division in its infancy. 55 has been breeding killers since 92. 125 didn't fucking exist until like 3 years ago, man. DJ is the man, no doubt, but I think we find out how great DJ is when he goes up to 35 and he loses a little bit of maybe his strength or speed or whatever the fuck advantage. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. It's the George St. Pierre thing. If you're dominant at one weight class, why should you have to move up? Fair enough. I really don't have an answer for that. If he wants to stay at 125 and fight Jussier Formiga or fucking Cejudo again or fucking Diet Pettis, he can do whatever he wants, man. But the reality is, the only thing that's really going to boost him is going to 35 and taking on challenges that we think that he can't win. I mean, it kind of sucks. He's almost a victim of his own success at 25, but there's just nothing there for him to prove at 25 no more.
But Fred, let me ask you a question though. Is this going to be enough for the finicky fans of MMA? I mean, honestly, like, what
do you mean?
What if he goes to 35 or is the champion up there? Let's say it's Cody Garbrandt, right? He was dominant in 35 before. It's not to say that he's not going to be dominant again, but what is that going to prove to all the finicky fans? Oh, he went up. He beat some other guy that isn't as skilled as him. That's the excuse people are going to use. He's still a small guy. His record still doesn't stand. Blah, blah, blah. See, like, here's the thing. I get what you're coming from. And you know what? Your guys' show after the event, you made a great point. And I gotta like point everybody to that show because Freddie made a great point. If he really wants to go after being the best in the world, go after the only guy to beat you, which is Dominic Cruz. And
that's why I put that picture. That's why I put that picture in our little post or the preview thing for this fucking podcast. I put the stare down with him and Dominic. That's the only fight that matters for me for Mighty Mouse right now. That fight is so fun. Even if Dominic loses, sorry to cut you off, Jesse, but even if Dominic loses to Jimmy Rivera, I still want to see Dominic Cruz versus Mighty Mouse again. I would be as excited as I would have been for a Mighty Mouse fight, probably ever. Bar none.
And you know what? And there's nothing wrong with saying that. But I think I'm more pissed off at the fans that are like, well, he needs to move up to 35 and just dominate there. Let's see him dominate there. We know he can do that. We know he can.
Whoa. Do we know he can do that? He got ran out of 35 by Dominic Cruz like 5 years ago. I don't think we do know he can dominate 35. I think that's what makes it intriguing.
35 back then when it was also in its infancy, when nobody was there, and he took on the guy that reigned supreme forever. but nobody wanted Dominic Cruz to move, and eventually got ushered out by the new generation. See, to me, like if I were Mighty Mouse, I wouldn't care. I just keep on keeping on. You know, making these fights at 25, I don't care. You're extending that record forever and ever, and nobody's ever going to beat your record. When they go back in the record books, are they going to ask about, oh, well, were these guys the best ever? How many years was this division there before he dominated it? No. You just look at stats. It's always about stats. What's the most like comedic thing everybody says about Babe Ruth? Well, he was a great baseball player when there were black people in the sport.
Yeah.
You know, but everybody just looks at the stats. You know, and this is what DJ is. He's before we get these dominant like new breed of fighters in there, and that's not a big deal. But I agree with you. Dominic Cruz should be his focal point right now.
I tell you what, when you just now said, I don't care, I'd stay at 25. It made me hate you for a minute. Maybe that's a good idea. Maybe DJ should just be like, fuck you guys. I don't care. I'm going to stay at 25 and beat the piss out of everybody because I'm so much better. I would fucking despise him. And it would be like the Floyd Mayweather effect. Like, you cocksucker. You cocky little cocksucker. Come on, 125. Go scour fucking North Korea or some shit.
Can you imagine, though? DJ just toying with everybody. Yeah, you know what? Maybe I'll book a fight with Dominic Cruz, and then he's like, nah, never mind. I'll take on Henry Cejudo again. Or somebody else. Like, for years, he's just going to talk on like that.
It could be interesting because then what happens if you got, like, you know, Dominic being like, well, fuck that. I'm cutting to 25. I'm coming for you, DJ. I'll pull off some extreme dehydration and come for you. I don't know. Listen, man, all bullshit aside, DJ's the man. He is a fucking first ballot Hall of Famer for whatever that means in our punk ass sport. He is a legend, no doubt. But I'm a fight fan, man. I'm a fucking real fight fan. And I fucking hate these people that are like, you're not a real fight fan if you don't appreciate what DJ does. Man, fuck you. I do appreciate what DJ does. But me being a real fight fan, I want to see DJ pushed. I don't get the fucking willies for a fight without dog. Ray Borg didn't have a snowball's chance of hell of beating DJ, man. Nope. Come on. Nope. We fucking knew that. I bought into it with Ali Bagatinov, the Russian with a little bit of power. And I bought into it with Timothy Elliott, the quirky guy with the wild transitions. Bullshit. I bought these stories. These cats ain't on DJ's level. Take that puncher's chance shit, throw it out the window. DJ's on another level. I want to see that man get tested. And if he wins those fights, mark my words, this shit is on wax. We are on it. I will eat these words. If he comes out and stops Dominic Cruz or wins the belt at 35, we will revisit this discussion and DJ will get all the praise in the motherfucking world for me. I'm just not ready to go there just yet.
All right. So
go ahead, Jesse.
No, then my question would be, who would you consider the pound for pound best then? Because now the discussion turns into that, right? Is DJ the best? Is DC the best? Who's the best?
DC.
Man, right now,
for me, I got DJ at 2 and DC at 1 because John's a cheater. So DC's undefeated 2 in my book.
Okay, well, how about this, Fred? Okay, how about this, Fred? So DJ also fought at 135. He moved down to 25 when it was available, has dominated it, and has proven that he's able to beat people that are on the juice. DC wasn't able to beat a guy on the juice twice.
Apples to oranges, young man. He might have beat some people on the juice. Ali Bagatinov is not John Jones, man. I mean, John's fucking John. He's already great, and he's on the juice. He's got 2 fucking brothers in the NFL. I almost feel like those pricks were made in CRISPR. Jesus Christ almighty. I've never seen a fucking family with better genes. Wow, you know what? That's a talking point in and of itself. Either A, they're all on steroids, and they have been since they've been 12, or B, John's the biggest moron in the world because clearly he does got physical gifts. I mean, you don't end up with 2 brothers who both are in the NFL by fucking sheer coincidence, man. Clearly, all you motherfuckers are athletically gifted as fuck. What the fuck are you doing taking PEDs and risking it, man? But that's a topic for another day. Right. DJ is not the living GOAT, not yet.
Okay, all right. Look, it's a fair point. Now, here's what I think about this whole going over to 135. I remember the days of the UFC when you had you know, you had what the fuck? I keep forgetting names now. Hoist Gracie, fighting against like massive dudes that he had no business like fighting, right? I'm not saying go back to those days, but that's kind of what we got into MMA for, to see who could beat who. You know what I mean? Depending on their discipline and everything. Maybe go back a little bit to that. And, you know, have to see if DJ wants to fight 135ers. Now everyone is talking about the Cruz fight, including Liam here says DJ versus Cruz. I'm dying to see. And Mike Thompson saying, you know, laughing at your Diet Pettis comment. That was pretty good actually. Joey Tremendous says DJ needs to go to 135 unless he wants to do a bunch of reruns. That's very true. Raider says DJ's never fought a champ because he's always been the champ. I like the Cruz fight. I think we all want to see the Cruz fight, man.
I think that's the fight that we all want. Now, listen, if Dominic beats Jimmy Rivera, then it's even better. But I stand by the fact that even if he loses, I want it. Listen, I think people maybe there's a lot of Joey Tremendous. Or what's the homeboy's name? Joey what that just got
Joey Tremendous.
Joey Tremendous. Maybe there's a few of them out there. Maybe y'all just don't remember, dog. Anderson Silva had a lot more of a mystique than Mighty Mouse does right now during his reign. And if y'all forget, when Anderson went up to 205, he fought James the Sandman Irvin. Now, he thunderstruck James and made it look easy, but he didn't go up and fight. He went on to fight Forrest Griffin and make that look easy too, but he didn't even get the Forrest fight first. So if Dominic did lose to Jimmy Rivera, I think it's still a very suitable test for Mighty Mouse. It's a guy he lost to, and you know what I'm saying? Like, no matter what, that's the fight. That's the law. It's the only loss that DJ's got on his record that he needs to get back to. It's the perfect next fight for him.
Hey, Ed, can you look up real quick the salaries? Because I'm also going to point out this.
Yeah, I'll look at it real quick.
If you're getting paid less than most of the people on the card, and you have the clout that DJ has, are you willing to put that mystique that you have around yourself as being a dominant guy and moving up to a division?
Here's the thing. He has no clout right now. He has no mystique. Not really. Not no real mystique. Not like Anderson had. He needs to go up and finish Dominic. Then the mystique will build. What clout does he have? Nobody even buys his pay-per-views.
As being an undefeated champion that has the most title defenses. But here's the thing, Fred. Let me ask you this. If you're a guy that's doing a job and I ask you, hey, come do this harder job for the same price, are you going to do it? Even though you're very good at your job and it's a job that is going to test you a little bit. Are you going to do it?
It's apples to oranges. The only way that comparison works is that if I do your job right, I get that job and it's worth more. It's not a fruitfulness attempt. If DJ wins that fight at 35, then he becomes a money fight. Dude, the weight divisions are the problem. Huh?
No, but is that, like, here's the thing though. Is that a guarantee? Because you and
nothing in life's a goddamn guarantee, Jack, but I mean.
No, but I get what you're saying, but you also have to look at it from the perspective of DJ. He's been doing this for this long, and he still is not getting paid what other champions are getting paid after their first fight. But wait.
Ding, 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 ding. Which is why he needs to take that big fight and get his clout up.
But just because you take another fight and you beat this guy, does that mean the UFC is going to be like, well, DJ, here comes the money, baby. You're the next Conor McGregor. We're going to start paying you.
It ain't about
That's not true either.
It ain't about the UFC. It's about us. It's about the people that spend that money. If DJ goes up and smashes Dominic, I'll actually want to spend money to watch DJ fight Cody. And that's all the UFC cares about. If DJ can actually listen, DJ's got the talent. He's got the hardcores by the nuts. If he can go up and start building a rep, that's the thing. People always say, well, DJ's not going to be Conor. I promise you he don't have to be. Fedor was nothing like Conor, and we still speak of that man. It was because of the way he fucking got down, the way he fought, who he fought. Them fights against Nogueira are the reason we still ride Fedor's dick. Fedor ain't been good in a month of Sundays, but he took big fights against top competitors when it mattered. If DJ comes out and fucking, let's say, hypothetically, for the sake of argument, let's say Cody beats TJ and Cody stays the undefeated 100. Let's say he knocks TJ out on some crazy shit. And let's just say that Mighty Mouse fights Dominic and finishes Dominic. And we lined up a huge champion versus champion fight at 35. And while we're having this hypothetical, let's just say that DJ finishes Cody. After that, DJ becomes something different, man. And even I will be that guy like, yo, fuck a Connor. You know, DJ destroyed 25. You know, I'm sorry, but that's what we need that's what I need to really be like, yo, bow down to DJ, cocksuckers. Because, you know, look, you can tell him to stare down. He is noticeably smaller than Dominic. But if he can go fucking beat those guys and prove that his technique is that supreme, shit, that's hard to top for anybody.
Check this out for as far as people got paid. This is not included bonuses, right? Like, you know, fight of the nights and performances. Tony Ferguson cleared $500,000. Nice. Kevin Lee $250. Demetrius Johnson $370, no win bonus. But I don't know, Jesse, tell me, or either one of you guys. Did you guys hear if he got? I think this is the first pay per view he got actually points for.
He got points for it. Yep.
Okay, so I mean, so he got. So he probably, I'll say he probably cleared $500,000. Probably for the first time ever. Like
he does get some endorsements too, right? As a champion, the monster, and the Reebok. I mean, I know it ain't much, but I mean, he probably got about a half million, probably. Yeah,
and then I mean, what's up?
But again, like to me, it's an economic thing, right? To me, it's like I see DJ's point where he's not making the money. So what is it? What is he gonna risk moving up, just to please people that may not even buy into his stuff? Because I understand the Freds of the world, and you know the people like us that are fans of the sport and want to see him tested, want to see true greatness attained, right? We want to see the John Jones of the small guys, right? Because that's what he could be. But does that translate to the Bud Light fan, or actually the Modelo fan, tuning in and be like, I want to see this guy fight? To me, that's not going to sell, man.
Yeah, real quick. That Modelo is a much better beer than Bud. I just got to say that.
Of course, a Mexican would say that.
Hey, try Modelo. I tell you, try
no,
Modelo.
It is. You're right. I agree. I don't like none of that piss, really, but you're right. Modelo is better than Bud Light, generally speaking. But you know what? Hold on, though. I think you're wrong, Jesse. I think you're wrong, dog. Listen, when did Connor really blow up? When did he really blow up? After he knocked out Jose Aldo, man. Once he slept the king, that's when people were like, oh, like he was big, yeah. But when he slept Jose, let Mighty Mouse come out and sleep Dominic in the first round. Just I know it's crazy, but let it happen and watch. Yeah. I mean, even amongst the casuals, watch Mighty Mouse blow up all of a sudden.
Now, Uncle Hank streaking boy. Uncle Hank makes a really good point. He said Demetrius is 5'3", Cruz is 5'8". You're asking a lot.
No, that's not true either.
No,
because look at Frankie Edgar. He dominated 155. He never cut weight for 155, and he dominated way bigger guys than himself. So the height is not an issue, man. DC is a small heavyweight and a small light heavyweight, and he throws dudes around. I mean, there's prime examples of short dudes that are able to handle tall people.
Listen, that's a good point. And beyond that, Mighty Mouse is held to a different standard, man. He's held to a higher standard. Mighty Mouse is not other guys. Mighty Mouse is 5'3", but God damn it, he is a mouse who is mighty.
Oh man. I like how Bruce Buffer went with the Mighty Mouse. He didn't say mighty,
mighty shit.
Whatever.
Please.
I didn't like it either. Just
Dustin Diamond is still Screech from Saved by the Bell. Jack, you are Mighty Mouse for eternity, little dude.
Shit, there you go. All right. Raider says, yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing DJ fight Rivera. That would be fun. You know what? There's a lot of fights. Look, there's a lot of fights there for DJ. It's whether he wants to take them or not.
And listen. If Uncle Pappy's drinking partner is goddamn it right, and DJ goes up and gets brutally knocked out by Jimmy Rivera, Fair enough.
Okay.
We'll all shut up. He goes back down to 25, and I'll never mention it again. And he can own out, then we'll know. Weight divisions exist for a reason. The power doesn't translate, and DJ will forever be the king at 25 for eternity. But we still need to know.
Yeah. Meanwhile, our buddy Jeremiah from the Hardcore MMA show says Rivera shocked the world. It's very possible, man. Because who knows what Cruz. Yeah. Not to mention Cruz gets injured quite a bit. So even if they made the DJ fight, you know what I mean? You're still like waiting and on pins and needles a little bit, right?
A little bit, so, yeah. That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
But
so
in a perfect world, man, it's the one dude who's got to win over him. I'd like to see DJ go up to 35 to get that real test. I just think that Dominic Cruz is such an interesting, cool fight for DJ at this point.
For sure. Now here's a good question before we move on to Ferguson Lee. John Smith says, "Why can't DJ make them come to him?"
Because of what Fred's saying. I'll take this, Fred. I'll take the Fred angle. He's not a draw. He's not the red penny night. He doesn't have that clout that I'm talking about yet. So nobody's saying, hey, I gotta go make sure that this guy has to have a challenge and I'm gonna go to him. It's more like, well, I'm kind of popular at 35. He could come to me and fight me. Like, it's not a cyborg thing, right? It's not like we need to test this guy right away. So it's just that problem.
Well, I also think that you could also put it in the light that, DJ's the king. They don't deserve the fucking just a quick shot at 25. Like, DJ can go up and do what he wants because he just set a record. Cody hasn't even defended the belt. Dominic's not the champ. TJ's not, you know what I'm saying? Like, if anybody deserves the accolades to go up and weight or to get 2 belts, it's DJ. I don't, fuck that. They don't get to come down and take a stab at his belt. He should keep his belt at 25 and then go try to get 2 belts. He's the one that deserves the chance to cement himself in history here. Nobody else is really on the cusp of that. Cody's cute, but like I said, he hasn't defended the belt once. All of them are still kind of teetering. DJ's the one on the brink of greatness.
Yeah. Raider says DC was heavyweight at one point and his short ass was fucking guys up.
There you go.
Look, there's a lot of different ways you can take, we can argue on this one for sure. But my main point is there's plenty of fights for DJ to take. It's whether or not, one, he wants to take him, and 2, he feels like he's being compensated enough to make that move, right?
And listen, here's the bottom line. There's nobody at 25.
Yeah, there's nobody.
If there was some kind of animal, a Russian animal at 25 or something, DJ's cleared it out. There's nowhere else to go at this point.
Yeah.
What's up? We haven't seen the Sergio Pettis fight. And the Russian guy that he was talking about got slept by, what was it? Yeah, Rivera.
So. And Sergio Pettis has lost at fucking 25 too. I'm so sick and tired of hearing about Sergio fucking Pettis, to be honest with you. Like, that dude ain't no fucking challenge to DJ either. Just because he's Anthony Pettis' little brother and he looks okay against shitbirds. Can we stop it with the Sergio Pettis? He's a year or 2 away from even being remotely close to fight fucking DJ, man.
And at that point, DJ might even be done, or he might have moved up by then. So you never know.
Yeah, I don't think Sergio's nowhere near ready, man.
All right, so let's talk about 2 guys that are looking for they're ready to get that red penny night fight. We got Tony Ferguson taking on Kevin Lee. Ferguson finishes him. Beautiful triangle, by the way. That was it was a really good fight up until Kevin Lee got caught in the triangle, obviously. But Fred, Tony Ferguson gets the win. Obviously, the fight to make is him against McGregor. There's a lot of talk about McGregor Nate or McGregor Ferguson. Which one do you prefer?
Listen, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you a couple things right now. For all you cocksuckers that have been a fan of this show for a while, don't you ever fucking say that I'm not a man of my word. I did not believe in Tony Ferguson. I have stated many times that I thought that Tony was overrated, and I did not think that he was that dude. Well, let me take the time now to be a goddamn man of my word and take that shit back. I now believe in Tony Ferguson. Tony Ferguson is a bad motherfucker, man. How many people fucking finish fights off their back in championship fights in the UFC these days?
In MMA, it's hard. It's hard to finish a fight off your back. In MMA, at the championship,
at the championship level in the UFC, you're goddamn right it is, man. People don't get caught in triangles. Tony Ferguson's a bad motherfucker. He's fucking durable, and he has absolutely earned his right to be there. And I'll tell you another thing. Before Saturday night, probably would have picked the Nate Diaz fight. And whereas I don't love Tony Ferguson shit talk McNuggets was kind of played out from Sure Dog like 2 years ago, but I was impressed enough by his performance and his bravado leading up to the fight and now after the fight and the interviews that he's done. I want to see Tony Ferguson fight Conor McGregor now. I still think Conor gets in that ass, but I think Tony deserves it. And the Nate fight's there. We can all at this point we can kind of make the Nate fight for shits and gigs whenever we want. If Conor loses to Tony, we'll make the Nate fight then, and it'll still sell hella big. If he beats him and there's nothing else there, and Khabib's fucking wrestling bears in Russia, we'll make the Nate fight then. Tony, in my eyes, Tony earned that shit. He got the win, he got the finish, and in his own weird little quirky, dorky kind of weird way, he's swagged out right now. I wanna see that fight now. Tony earned that shit for me. Let's see it. He deserves it.
Another thing, John Smith said Lee wasn't ready for the level yet. Needed another few fights. I agree with him. I mean, we talked about this in the pre-fight show, right? And the post-fight show.
Clearly,
the level of opponent that Kevin Lee had was nowhere near the level Tony Ferguson had. Now, right here, we'll go to Jesse in a second here on what he thought of the fight too. But now, you tell me about the fight itself, Fred. Is it just me or did Tony take a lot of shots?
He did, but you know what? He did. He got dropped in that first round. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's not like fucking Kevin Lee's a fucking goddamn it Muay Thai fucking champion. I mean, I know he can crack, but he's not particularly known for his striking. Listen, that is something that people are going to talk a lot about if they make the Conor fight. Tony gets hit a lot, but it's a double-edged sword. Tony gets hit a lot. How many people have finished Tony with strikes?
None.
Fucking donut, right? I know. Yeah. I don't think he's never been finished.
No, he's never been knocked out.
So cute cocksucker gets rocked a lot, but he never gets finished. So that is an intriguing part of the fight. I mean, he got hit a little bit more than I would have liked, but Tony gets hit in all of his fights, and he still fucking wins all of his fights. So, you know, I would imagine that Conor could capitalize on that, but I could also see a world in which Conor capitalizes but doesn't get the finish, and then Tony does what Tony does later in the fight.
Yeah, and I liked Tony's striking on the fight too. I thought they did really well on the feet. Even after he got dropped, he can't, when he get back up and everything. Jesse, on this fight here, Kevin Lee, I agree with John here that he wasn't ready. I didn't like how Kevin Lee would keep his head in line. You know what I'm saying? Like, he never moved his head. Or not never, but he barely moved his head much. Like, I was almost like Edmund fucking yelling at the TV, like, head movement. You know what I mean?
Yo, he did literally have staff, too. And I am not making excuses for that fool. Like I said, I flipped the switch on Tony. Tony's the man. But Christ almighty, he had staff visibly noticeable on his chest. That needs to be stated.
Right. Definitely.
Wait, before you finish your question, Ed, I have never heard two dick riders so hard in my life over here, because I am utterly disappointed in both of you guys right now.
Here we go.
You, Fred, I am utterly disappointed. This by far was Tony Ferguson's worst outing performance of his career.
For Ferguson,
and I'm Ferguson.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Performance ever, and I'll tell you why. He got hit the most, he got dropped, he got out wrestled, and the only reason he basically won this fight is because a guy beat him in the first round, was on top, dropping bombs on him, and then staff took over, zapped his energy, and made him gas. All right? Tony Ferguson, if he was so great, he wouldn't have taken the damage that he took. He wouldn't have been out wrestled like he did. He talks about how great his wrestling is. Go and listen to his interviews. Oh yeah, I knew he was gonna gas. Yeah, I was just waiting for him to do that. You know, he never had any position on me. Did you forget the first round? Did you forget the second round when you got taken down? I mean, this was the worst performance. I agree with you, Fred. He earned the win. He did. Over a guy that was beating him up until he gassed out. And Kevin Lee's not going to make the excuse. I'll make it for him. When you got staff, that is the most draining thing possible. Your body's literally fighting a disease inside its own self, try not to kill you. You know, it's making sure you don't die out there. So all his energy is going to that spot on his chest, which we all saw was gigantic, which leads to the question: how the hell did the commission allow him to fight?
That's a topic in and of itself, because what the fuck? But you know what's weird? Everybody's talked about the fact that nobody really noticed it at the weigh-ins. I don't remember seeing it either.
No,
Swear he put maybe it's Maybelline, Jack.
That's what I thought. I thought, I was like, ooh, maybe he put on makeup. You know what I mean? Like,
He had to. He had to have, unless it got that bad overnight. What the fuck?
No,
it can, but I mean, that thing was huge, man.
Right.
Like you guys were saying, there's a way to get away with this stuff, but the commission really needs to get on top of this, man. Because for a guy to get in there with staph infection that big, I mean, Jesus, what's next?
Yeah.
You know, alone a guy with like a huge gash on his face.
You know, hold on. You know, for a moment here, can we just touch on this? We have USADA now, right? And they show up at your house in the middle of the night, make you piss, look at it, fucking your dick, and all kinds of crazy shit. Is it about time that we almost have like concierge, like motherfuckers that just watch the main? It seems like every time some weird shit happens at UFC cards now, it's always the main event. Can we like put guards on these fuckers? How the fuck does this dude catch staph? Like, because I almost get why the commission would do that. You know, money talks and bullshit walks, man. At a certain point, they're like, fuck, we need this money. We need this fight. Everybody needs it to happen. Like the UFC wants it. Fuck, Kevin Lee wants it. Everybody wants it. Nobody, you know, this shit happens all the time. And you always see these things where Brock Lesnar pissed out, but he conveniently got to throw Mark Hunt a beating, and then they let the fucking results out. Yeah, probably because they won those fucking million pay-per-view buys. Everybody wants the money, man. So it's like, spend a little money to make a little money, man. Make sure these fucking pricks aren't going to fall out. If you're not on fucking weight or not even close to making weight 7-8 days out of a main event or a title fight, we're replacing you. Fuck, we're sending somebody out to fly to your fucking house, look at your fat ass, get on the scale, and if you're going to fuck us in some kind of way, we're going to start looking for a plan B like 10, 12 days out. Because this shit just happens way too fucking much.
Well, touching on the weight thing, did you guys see that video of that fighter over in what was it?
Jesus fucking Christ!
He fucking died. Yeah,
almost died. Shit, he looked like the Walking Dead.
Yeah. See, this is what we want to avoid, right? But then we also have Kevin Lee saying he was eating tiramisu the night before he had to make weight. So
he was fucking around. I hope.
Hey, yo. Can y'all imagine the look on Dana's face, though, if somebody tried to pull that shit like with that little Asian dude? Can you imagine Dana be like, what the fuck? Yeah. Get him off that goddamn scale. You're going to get us all fucking fired.
Yeah. Okay. It's a good point. John Smith asking how fuck I lost it. How staph kills your cardio. Well, first of all, it's an infection, but second of all, they also put you on, antibiotics, which will that'll kill your cardio and it'll fuck your training up. Like Kyle's on here from Loudmouth MMA talking about that. He said, yeah, staph will zap your cardio if you can't train properly leading up. And he had it for, I don't know how long he had it for, but it looked pretty goddamn advanced to me.
And he wasn't on medication, he said. So
he wasn't? Okay.
So he said he wasn't.
Staph plus 19-pound fucking weight cut, which I agree with Kyle in the comments. That was definitely a story that was overblown, but staph and the 19 pounds probably fuck you up a little bit.
Yeah, it couldn't have been a good fucking thing, that's for sure.
Yeah, all right. Rose asking, damn, did I miss my chance to defend DJ against Fred's unfairness? Yeah, you kind of did.
I was very fair. We all know DJ's the man. I'm just saying we want to see him get tested, man.
Yeah, hey, I saw your guys' post-fight show, and I was like, damn it, I should have jumped on. I needed to defend DJ there against Fred. I was out with my wife, so,
Oh, okay, yeah, no, you're good, yeah. No, I'm with you on that. All right.
Oh, man, fuck you and your wife. I love it. The wife and the kids are the best excuse ever. Do you see how quick Eddie just backed off when he said he was with his wife? I was out with the wife. Oh, cool, true. What's the next topic? Man, fuck that. He was probably sitting around eating Cheetos in his fucking tiny whities, fucking goddamn Lucky Charms and shit.
Had Eddie said anything past that, I would have said, "Oh yeah, my kids too. My kids."
Yeah, and then it's definitely next topic.
I can't look, man. I can't touch that because I don't have kids or a wife, so I'm good. Rose says, can he just admit that DJ would fuck him up?
Yeah,
Yeah, he
fuck
would.
yeah. Believe me, that is not in dispute at all. Oh, dude, I could get DJ drunk on whiskey and tie one of his arms behind his back and stab him in the foot with an ice pick, and he would still beat me to death. Make no mistake about it.
MMA Junkie has the best question. I think it's Goes that always asks it. He always asks fighters, how many of him, like, you know, if you could clone him, how many of him would it take to take down one UFC fighter? So how many Freds do you think it would take to take down one DJ?
Oh shit.
About 32.
I don't know. That dude's quick as shit. All right.
It's a lot. He would just be thrashing me with shots in the gut, like bah, bah.
He probably laughing a little bit. I mean, fuck. I still think CM Punk against Fred would be a fair fight.
All bullshit aside, I'm telling you, I'll beat that boy's ass. I'm just telling you, I'll beat CM Punk's ass. If I train for like 6 weeks on God, I'll kick CM Punk's ass.
We try to make that a hashtag. It just wouldn't happen. All right. Anyway. And as far as Kevin Lee goes, again, he's 24, 25 years old. He's young. He'll be fine. He'll be back. Just hopefully they give him some more high level fights to get him ready.
They will. He there now.
Yeah, like you said, Fred, on Saturday after the event, give him something that is winnable for him to keep him in that top rotation, to keep his confidence up, to keep him going. You don't want to break him right after this. Just want to keep him going.
You know what I would like to see Kevin Lee get, man? Like one of those veteran fights, like somebody on the way out the door, like a fucking Joe Lozon or some shit like that.
I was about to say Lozon.
Yeah, something like that, where he will probably win, but it'll be a tough test, and he can look good and build that fucking cred back up. That'd be something like that would be a perfect fight for him.
That'd be Diego Sanchez.
Well, now he about to fight Matt Brown. He gonna get his ass whooped so bad by Matt Brown. I don't know. Maybe they're just fucking throwing Matt Brown a softball because he's retiring after this fight. But Diego is about to get a beating from Matt Brown, dog.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll talk about that fight when we get to it because that's a weird one. I don't like when fighters already go, oh, it's my retirement fight. To me it's always weird. But I like
Jim
Matt Brown.
Miller. Jim Miller would be a fun fight for Kevin Lee too.
Ooh, I like Jim Miller in that. I like him in that fight against Jim Miller. And that's a veteran name. Fuck it, why not? Especially if he submits him. That'd be crazy. All right. Fabricio Verdum gets he clears $400,000 by arm barring a white belt, basically. Walt Harris got arm barred real quick. Back take to arm bar, real side. Oh, by the way, mad props to DJ on his fucking mousetrap, that fucking suplex to arm bar. God damn. That was fucking crazy.
I hate to be such a dick, man, but listen. That was crazy. But that move alone is all the proof you need to know that Ray Borg should have been nowhere near that fight, man. I mean, that move was insanity. It was beautiful. All the above, but Jesus Christ.
No, I'm with you. All right. Verdum, and we're actually going to move on. Oh, actually, real quick, because I'm not really care about the fight, talk about that fight. I want to move on to something else. But anything else on this card you guys want to talk about? Anything cool? Like, sorry, Bobby Green Venata. Why am I skipping that? Bobby Green against Lando Venata was a fucking massacre of a fight. Now, it ended up being a draw. A lot of people are saying because 2 draws on this card, right? Bobby Green, Lando Venata, and where the fuck is the other fight?
The first fight was it? The Benil and
Evan Dunham.
And Evan Dunham. See, I thought that Evan won that fight.
Yeah.
I didn't give Benil a 10-8 in that first round. I thought he won 10-9 for sure, but I thought Evan won the last 2 rounds. This whole fucking new judging and old judging and you know what? What the fuck is the difference anyways? So what? With the new judging a little bit more liberal with giving out their 10-8s? What exactly does that mean? Just you're supposed to be a little bit more willy-nilly with them? Is that what I'm to understand of the new rule?
No, there's better criteria. There's more concise in what is a 10-8, what's a 10-9, and what's a 10-7. Like it's just better wording. and we're supposed to see a lot more 10-8s, especially like that first round in the Dariush fight. Under the new rules, it should have been a 10-8.
Right, but this was the old rules.
Right, and that's why I agree with you. I think Beneil did not win that fight. I think it was Evan Dunham. He definitely won the last 2 rounds, and I think he put a big stamp on that 3rd round. So
can we just cut this whole half rule thing off, though? I mean, fucking, let's just not even establish the cocksucking rule until everybody's on the same page. Because this whole welcome back to Nevada, where they use the old rule system still. So don't be confused all fucking night, which we know you will be. I mean, what the fuck are we doing, man? That's fucking stupid. Come on, Nevada, get with it.
Yeah, you think they'd be the first ones to fucking figure all that shit out.
You're fucking Nevada. We do more fights with you than anybody. Everybody else has got the fucking new rule system. What the fuck are y'all waiting on?
Yeah, but Bobby Green live in Nevada. Bobby Green believes he won that fight. I thought he did too. You know, but whatever. It's a sick fight. Now, that's kind of a fight you kind of just want to rematch right away. I do. I'd have him rematch right away.
Completely disagree with you. Completely.
Okay, go ahead.
Because I don't think you'll. That fight was amazing. That was one of the rare fights where I was down with it being a draw.
You're right. You're right. I agree with you too on Saturday night.
Because you know what I'm saying. Now I feel like if they fight again, it won't be that, and then somebody will win. It'll be weird. Like right now they're both riding high. I'd like to both just see them fucking cruise in different directions and get booked in interesting fights. But they're both. Stock raised for both of them.
And you put it like the perfect way to put it. You said it's, we have those movies where you don't want to see a sequel because the sequel sucks. Yeah, I'm with you. No, I remember now when you said that, I totally switched my point on that. So yeah, you're right. I'm with you on that. Now, maybe not now. Maybe later on down the road. Jesse,
you guys gave me horrible deja vu right now with this conversation because you started it almost exactly how you.
Come on, Starbucks Wi-Fi.
No, I'm good.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, motherfucker, you good on your end, but you ain't good on our end.
All right. Yeah, but look, end of the day, yeah, I hope we get that fight later on once they got it. Maybe get them on a win streak. You can build that up. Last time was a draw. See what happens this time.
Sure.
They both look good too. In my opinion, they both look pretty good. So we'll get that one hopefully done pretty soon. And then as far as other impressive, I mean, John Moraga's knockout of Magomed Bibulatov is huge. He cleared 68,000 as far as his pay goes, plus a 50-grand bonus, which is huge for a guy like John. So good for him. And people were asking me about Mark Godbeer. He actually got his show and his win money, and they're booked for UFC 217. Him and Walt Harris. So it's like he gets two quick checks. So good for him. All right.
Yeah, that's tight then. He deserves it too because he got fucked big time in that situation. So,
dude, did you see right after after Derek Lewis pulled out? Let's talk about him too in a second. But when Derek Lewis pulled out, Mark Godbeer started telling all his friends and family on Facebook and Twitter, "Tell everybody I'm going to be on the main card. I'm going to be on pay-per-view." No joke. That was on there, dude. And I go, "Oh shit, that sucks." As soon as they announced Walt Harris moved, like he understood it. He was a professional about it, but at least he got paid. So. Quick little 30 grand and then go work out a little bit.
If I'm Walt Harris, I'm happy like a motherfucker. I didn't take no damage of the Fabricio fight, made some stacks, and I get my original fight here soon. He's kind of getting 2 paydays.
Yeah, 2 paydays back to back, basically.
And ain't nobody hating on him for losing to Fabricio in that way. Like, what else would you expect? What the fuck is Fabricio for doing? Of course you got armbarred, homeboy.
Yeah, we kind of knew it was gonna happen. All right, Derek Lewis real quick, and then we'll talk about Verdum. Derek Lewis pulling out back issues. I mean, that's the reason this guy retired in the first place. You know what I mean? Like, how are you going to be? First of all, you're a heavyweight, 300. I think he walks around like 300 plus, right?
Yeah.
Am I wrong on that?
I don't know about that, but he's a bigot. Fuck.
Yeah. He has to cut a little bit. He came in at like 263, if I remember correctly, 263 and a half when he weighed in. Derek Lewis, man, these fighters coming in with the back issues and all that shit, that shit's getting kind of crazy. What do you think about Derek Lewis? Like, do you want to see him come back, or you just want to be done with it?
I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, it depends on how bad his back is, I guess. If he can't get it together, then I guess I stay gone. He seems relatively young. Unless it's something horrible, you would think maybe with a little bit of off time he could remedy it and get better and get back in the cage at some fucking point. I don't know how fucking bad it is, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
Mike Tyson fought with a broke back one time. So I mean, you know, what are we saying?
Mike Tyson's also on all kinds of cocaine. Who knows whatever else he was on.
My back is broken.
Yeah, that's
I
pretty
don't know,
bad.
man. I mean, listen, if his back's not, your back's no joke, man. If it's legit, like you can't do fuck all with a bad back. So I mean, if it, you know, obviously it's legit. He's definitely got to get that fucking fixed. If he can't, then he's curtains. If he can get it fixed, I'd love to see him fight again. Heavyweight can always use a decent contender. So,
and look, we lost that fight, but we earlier in the day or the day before on the weigh-ins, we lost Nick Lentz against Will Brooks too, which I thought was gonna be a great fight because Nick Lentz had trouble cutting weight. That dude always like has a shitty weight cut, and you know we can go into the weight cut talk again, but we've kind of beat that into the fucking ground.
what are you gonna do? I mean,
yeah.
What are you gonna do? I feel fucking bad for Will Brooks though. It feels like since he got to the UFC, it's been one fucking thing after another. That goddamn Brazilian cowboy missed weight by like 47 pounds.
Oh, that was ridiculous.
Cracked his fucking rib and shit. Like I feel bad. Will Brooks has got a bad run his whole fucking time, man.
Yeah, it's pretty shitty. Jeremiah says, I just don't look at Lewis as a professional. A lot of people don't right now, so we'll find out.
I wish you had told us a little sooner than fucking, you know, half an hour before the fight time, man. Fuck.
Yeah, but you know what, Fred? I don't know if you've ever had back problems, but when you throw out your back, man, it could be from one day to the next. You know,
he
literally could have been getting out of bed and, you know, farted wrong, and then he threw out his back. I mean, throwing out your back once it's already injured, it's stupid how it gets re-injured sometimes. So you never know, man.
I dig you. That is very true. I understand. I have fucked up my back, so I know what you mean. But you know, then don't take the fight now. If you know that if you fucking cough the wrong way, you're going down and your back's going to be shot, then you probably shouldn't fucking sign on the dotted line for this fight, man. And plus, if your back's that fucked up, then you definitely shouldn't be fighting Fabricio anyways. Even if he did fucking muster into the cage, fucking Fabricio probably would have threw him down, jumped on Mount, and did the same fucking thing to him that he did to Walt Harris, truth be told. So, oh, hold on, quickly. Side note, too. I haven't heard nobody mention this. Was it just me, or did DJ totally fucking steal Derek Lewis's thunder afterwards? Didn't he do the fucking crawl thing that Derek Lewis always does? Stick his fucking tongue out like a snake?
Oh yeah, yeah, he did do that.
I thought that immediately. I haven't heard nobody say that. He totally fucking stole Derek Lewis's shit. He like did that thing.
I wonder if he did it like, hey, I got you, dude. I got you. I'll do it for you. Maybe.
I don't know. I just thought about that when we were talking about Derek Lewis. I meant to tweet something about that night, but I never fucking remembered.
Dude, I didn't even connect the dots to right now. I was like, what the fuck? All right.
Derek Lewis was that.
Yeah. All right, so Fabricio Verdum gets $400,000 to drill an armbar, basically. And now he's rebooked. He took Mark Hunt's spot. Mark Hunt's pissed. This is kind of crazy. Your thoughts there, Jesse, first here, because I know you're a Verdum guy. Go ahead.
No, I don't think it's crazy. I mean, if what were you saying earlier, Eddie? He
Cain Velasquez himself.
Yeah, he did because.
And real quick, let me explain the reference. Cain Velasquez, you guys remember, was supposed to fight at like I think UFC 207 or something like that. And he didn't because not too long before that he had said, "I can barely stand for 10 minutes. My back is that fucked up." That got back to the UFC, and they pulled his ass real fast. So Mark Hunt now, we heard it not too long ago, the CT talk, all this other stuff. He's taking damage. Now they pulled him. So that's the reference. Go ahead, Jesse.
No, you know what? If a guy is talking about how he's slurring his words, he can't remember stuff, he's having problems sleeping, mood swings and all that. I mean, if they pull you, you can't be mad, dude. They're looking out for your safety. Even though you don't want them to, maybe. You want to keep making that money, you want to fight in Australia, it's not up to you at that point. When you're suffering those types of symptoms, we got to take it seriously. I mean, our sport is so young that if we can prevent guys from, you know, getting to that point, you know, during their career, I mean, we might as well try to prevent these guys from doing extensive damage to themselves where it's going to be sad. You know, we don't want NFL guys here, you know, just a few years removed from their career. So, I mean, good up on the UFC for at least looking out for this guy, even though they don't like each other. You know, and Mark Hunt went all ballistic on Dana White on Instagram, but still, I think looking back in a few years after this, I think Mark Hunt will probably thank him for this.
It's very possible. Go ahead.
Listen. if you're Mark Hunt, you cannot be saying things like this after you threaten, or shit, not threaten, after you filed a lawsuit against the UFC, and you know that DW is spiteful. So, maybe if this news had traveled across Dana's desk and it was, say, I don't know, Connor, or maybe even old Bisping's cockeyed ass, just somebody that Dana likes a little more, he might have been a lot more likely to be like, well, we'll just see what's what. Maybe we'll send him to another doctor. Maybe the results are inconclusive or the like. But when that note came through and it had Mark's Hunt name on it, he was like, boom, KFC, bitch. Lock him. Call Fabricio. Put him in there with that fucking nutty Russian with the crazy name. Suck it, Mark.
So Mark Hunt went off on Instagram. I'll read it because this is just kind of funny. Immediately posted, this is yesterday, posted a picture of himself, and he on the whatever the caption he puts, Dana White, he tagged Dana White. Dana White, you piece of shit motherfucker. Why you fuckers pulling from the fight? You getting another lawsuit, you fuck with. You can kiss my ass, you bald-headed prick, a bunch of middle finger emojis. And then you put that chicken shit bitch and get fucked, cocksucker. Like, he was that fucking mad. Then he returned with, I spent hours of the day with the doctors. I was clear to fight. The interview I did with player's voice was misquoted. I don't slur my words. And it's a running joke between my wife and me. My memory isn't that great, but who remembers shit they don't want to not good. Okay, first of all, Mark, the fact that you're typing this way, or this is how your grammar is, I can't tell if your grammar is shot the shit, or is it CT is really fucking with you, right, dude? Anyway, and then he says, I'm disappointed that I have been withdrawn from the fight. I have passed all medicals 2 days ago and spent $100,000 on camp. God damn. And the truth is the legal case I have filed has caused me to be withdrawn. There you go. The interview has been taken out of context, and I want to reassure all my fans, I slur my words only when I drink. I'm fit and healthy and would have understood if the UFC requested a medical to ensure my safety. However, this is total bullshit. Fuck you, Dana. You've always hated me, you dog. And then his manager sent out the following statement that they actually, MMA Fighting was the one that got the statement. It says, UFC mentioned they were concerned with Mark's health based on previous interview with mentioning slight health issues. So it was suggested we send him to the specialist in Sydney to do a full test of his brain, which he did all last week, and the results came back with nothing major that he couldn't compete with. UFC mentioned they didn't feel comfortable because of the statements he made still and would like more tests done, so Mark wasn't able to go forward with the fight in Sydney, unfortunately. This kind of sounds like, hey, we got a reason to pull you, motherfucker. We're pulling you.
I mean, like I said, man, nobody should act like surprised that Dana White's spiteful and that he would do something like this. I mean, listen, man, the truth is they probably just been waiting for a reason with Mark Hunt. I mean, he's fucking suing them. I agree with him. I think he's right. Brock Lesnar did fucking cheat. That's some fucking bullshit. He should get Brock's bag for that shit. How are you going to take an L and dude cheated and then went back to the WWE? I agree with Mark Hunt in principle. But, man, I say this all the time. It's true, man. You got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them. You're suing them while you're still actively under contract. If you step on a motherfucking eggshell the wrong way, they're going to motherfucking hammer you. And this is what you're seeing. Yeah. I mean, he's right. If he's right, then he's right. If he did pass them tests and he technically passed everything, and they're basically just being like, well, you passed everything, but you said some sketcy shit in the past, so we're just going to have to override you. They're being cunty. They're playing their cards, but this is how you play the game on the highest level. Mark Hunt, like, it's not fair, but this is how you play. Because guess what happens? You don't fight. That's a fact.
Look, don't give him a reason. That's how this works. Don't give him a reason.
You've got to know your role, man. I mean, yeah, it's respect worthy. All the hardcore fans love it that he stands up to the man, blah, blah, blah. But the man's still the man.
Yeah. John Smith's asking, how old is Hunt? Hunt is, I think, 43. Pretty sure he's 43. He's old.
Hunt's old, man. He's
43 years old.
He's getting up there.
He's been quoted before as saying that he'll die. He'll probably die fighting. So that dude's gonna go as long as he can. Kyle from Loudmouth, your buddy Kyle says, he's talking about Derek Lewis. Derek Lewis talked about retiring constantly, did retire, and mentioned pulling out of the fight days before it began. Even said on record that he thought and hoped the fight would be canceled because of the Vegas shooting.
That's very true. Yeah, that's very true, man. That's very true. Me and Kyle talked about it on the show Sunday. He's got a good point. I fucking love Derek, but it's like, come on, bro. You should have told us before.
Yeah.
I mean, and this is a theme with a lot of these guys, and I get it. They're trying to make the fight, presumably. They're just trying to get there.
Mm-hmm.
But come on, man. You got to start being a little logical. If you see that you probably, it's 50-50 at best that you make it, bow out like 2 weeks before so we can all, so the company has the time and the fans have the time. We all have the time to recoup. I respect that these guys are fighters and that this is their life. But they also have to respect this is our form of entertainment and we pay money for it. We want the best fights possible. We don't want to, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's a give or take, man. It's like the Johns with their hose.
Well, how about this, Fred? We just had a situation with Henry Cejudo, who presumably, according to the story, was in a place on a second story because of the fires up here in California and jumped out of a second story window to safety, quote unquote, and supposedly shattered his ankle or broke it. Now he's saying that, no, it's all good. It's just a little bit burnt. It hurts a little bit. Now he's down in Brazil for a training camp. Yeah. I mean, when the story comes out that you broken your ankle and you're only a couple weeks away from a big fight, I mean, like you said, let's not play this, by ear and maybe hope that you're going to be better by then.
Well,
Let's
right.
just pull it.
But what's the fucking truth too, right? You never know. Some of these fucking sites and their clickbait. Did he break his ankle? Who's talked to the doctors? Who's seen the X-rays? Maybe Henry's right. Now I ain't saying he is. I'm just saying, fucking shit jumps out of hand so fast it's hard to say. Maybe he did break his ankle. Maybe he's right and he just fucking twisted it a little bit and he will be fine. Cocksucker's in Brazil training. Presumably it's okay.
Yeah. Now let me tell you something as far as because obviously I was a reporter for a while, not in sports, mind you, and just regular shit. But when you're getting a quote from somebody, you tell them like, all right, you basically your job is to quote them exactly how they say it, right?
Mark got a fucking quote.
Exactly. Mark Hunt says, see, I slur my words, all this shit. You're gonna take him at his word. You don't know if he's joking or not. You don't know. Right. So Huda might have been like, oh man, maybe he might have said like I jumped out and I fucking it's like I broke my ankle. I felt like I broke my ankle. You're gonna take it like, oh, he broke his ankle. You know what I mean? It's right. How people take a quote. So it's possible it's probably
misquoted.
He might have been misquoted.
In bad context.
Yeah. The context is everything with the quote. Believe me. And if you don't fucking set up the context correctly in the story when you're writing it out as a reporter, you will get fucked. Like you will fuck the whole thing up. Believe me. All right.
You're right, Eddie. Because sometimes jokes, kind of like what Mark Hunt is saying. That's an inside joke between him and his wife.
Yeah.
Sarcasm. Just a sly way of saying something doesn't translate when you write it down. There's no way to understand when someone's joking or giving you that jokey smile when they're saying something. It's all about context in some of these things.
Definitely. And Liam says the ankle story was BS. He showed a picture of his foot on Instagram, which he did. You would see if it was broken. A tiny hairline fracture, maybe a real break, no way. And then Rada says, doesn't he have burns on the bottom of his feet too? That's what the photo on Instagram is the burns on the bottom of his foot. And unfortunately, I don't know if Jesse, I don't know if you said it, but he said he lost his gold medal in that fire. So that fucking sucks. For sure. Now, Jesse, you brought this up before the show started. And fuck it, we'll just touch on it. It was little TMZ-ish, but it kind of speaks to Dana White's mentality as far as if you cross him or if you do something he don't like, he comes after you. Jason Aldean, if you guys, for just, I guess, a reminder for everybody, Jason Aldean was the guy, the country singer that was on stage when the shootings in Vegas happened, right?
Oh,
now,
shit.
Dana White asked him to come sing the national anthem, or America the Beautiful. Now, it was OG Everlast, or, Everlast, if you guys remember Jump Around, all the House of Pain. Yeah, he sings and everything, and he plays guitar and everything. He's the one that came and did the America the Beautiful song. Dana White asked Jason Aldean to do it, and Aldean, according to Dana White, said that he quoted Aldean as saying, I might never perform again. Not too long after that, Aldean's on SNL, and Dana White lets him have it. I mean, he lets him fucking have it. Now, Jesse, you brought this up. If this doesn't tell you how Dana White works, now I kind of see Dana White's point a little bit. I mean, but you tell me, what do you think about this whole thing with Dana White being all upset about it?
Well, I mean, you also have to take into the context that the reason that we found out about this story was because Dana White called Harvey Levin, I think it is, from TMZ personally to tell him what happened. So Dana White picked up the phone and called TMZ personally to tell them that he was pissed off at Jason Aldean. So what does that tell you guys about Dana White as a person? Because you have to think about this in the context of Dana White wanted to do kind of a tribute show, right? He reached out to a bunch of country stars and nobody wanted to touch this thing. Everlast came and he didn't want to sing the national anthem. He's the one that chose America the Beautiful. I guess he didn't want to have a political stance on any of this, correct?
Right.
That was his point of view. And I can understand if you're a guy that was in a situation like that, and then they tell you, hey, bro, come back to where it happened in a big crowd, in an enclosed arena. You might have second thoughts about doing stuff like that. And I understand, from both points, because if you tell somebody, hey, you know what, I don't want to do that, I might never perform again. And then you go off and perform somewhere else. I mean, that's kind of a weird thing. But we're also only hearing one side of the story. This is what Dana White personally told TMZ. So again, we're hearing it from one side. We don't know what the other side of the story is.
Right. Yeah, I mean, he's a vindictive kind of guy. Now, here's a couple comments here on YouTube here before we go to Fred. Liam says TMZ has something on Dana. He gives him every story. It's because Dana likes an outlet that he can control. He can control those guys like a motherfucker.
TMZ's got a fuckload of reach.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. Raider says Aldean didn't want to go to Vegas, and you can't blame him. I wouldn't blame him either. So, it's a touchy thing. But Dana's Dana, man. Dana's been doing this shit forever, by the way. He's been doing this shit forever, so it's not a surprise that he got pissy about it at all. But Fred, do you blame Aldean for not coming back?
No, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I don't blame him. And he's just, I guess you could look at it as a little snooty. Like he went and did what, like the Tonight Show?
SNL.
I mean, listen, man, as much as we love the UFC and shit, we're in our own little bubble. We ain't SNL. That's bigger than us. Now, I get why Dana White would want it, because the UFC is kind of like a Las Vegas brand, so to speak, and the event was like one of the first bigger events after the incident, and they were trying to make a big show out of it. So I can kind of see why he would want dude to come back. I see both sides of it. I see fucking Aldean being like, nah, bro, I ain't trying to be associated with that shit, and that shit was in Vegas, and I'm fucking low-key not trying to go back there any fucking time soon. I can see his point a little bit. I can see, you know how Dana White is too. Like I can see DW being like, "Fuck you, then, pussy ass, punk ass bitch. Don't want to come back. Vegas didn't want your stank ass anyways." Now,
well, he did. I did say Jason Aldean never come back to Vegas or something like that. Basically,
fuck you or something like that too.
Yeah, there you go. Well, there you go. But hey, that's how he do, man. Now, that being said, let's say a couple things here. What they were doing and trying to do is super cool, super respect worthy, and almost expected by them. Like I said, kind of being Vegas strong and that being their thing, kind of the fighters at the weigh-ins and the whole most of it. So I expected a little something. They could have kept Everlast backstage, Jack. I'm gonna tell you something right now. I fuck with Everlast. I watched him on the Joe Rogan Experience not too long ago. His new rap project that he's got with a couple little
that's legit
Mexicans or Colombians look like that's pretty interesting. He better never do America the Beautiful anywhere on anything again. I don't know if he was going for a Joe Cocker vibe, but Lord, that was bad. And it felt like the UFC was just doing a little too much. I don't even love the way he came prancing in there. It almost felt like a bad rom-com or some shit. Like he comes strutting in the ring with a fucking acoustic guitar. America. Like a fucking old backed up toad. I mean, it's supposed to be a fucking special moment. And it was a little gross listening to him sing that fucking shit like that. I like Everlast, but that part of it was a little weirdy-beardy. They should have just fucking dropped the lights, gave a moment of silence. If they wanted to have those people come in and let them give a fucking hand and let everybody clap for them, that would have been cool. They could have saved the performances altogether for all of me. And we don't even need fucking silly ass Jason Aldean back there one way or the other. Like, respect them people who went through that. the entertainers are the entertainers, anyways. They always are.
Yeah, mind you, I thought what how the UFC handled that whole thing, and they spoke about the Vegas shooting, and Dana White did this thing as the paper right before the pay-per-view started. They had a video him speaking about it and everything. I thought that was very well done. So
Yeah.
I mean, overall that was well done. Yeah, when Everlast came out, even before we started singing, and I was like, because I know how Everlast sings, and I was like, yo, someone's gonna come out here all pissy, and be like, why'd you have to make it like your own? Why can't you just sing it normal? I mean, he did make it his own. So.
Yeah, well, it just for a brief moment I forgot where I was at. Everlast comes trouncing in there, and I was kind of like, "What are they doing?" I forgot that the shit in Vegas happened. It just threw me off so much at first. I was like, "Are they having fucking performers before the fights now? What the fuck is going on?" And a few seconds later, I was like, "Oh, this is for the Vegas thing." I'm like, "Oh, this is weird. Well, this is weird, man."
Yeah, they did it. When was the last time they did? They did the national anthem, I think, or some
for the Connor fight with Edge.
No,
Connor.
No, besides that, no, but way longer. I think for 9/11, like the first UFC.
Yeah.
And then that caused a whole lot of problems there because of all the time and everything. Raiders says, I appreciate America the Beautiful, but yeah, Everlast sounded horrible. That just kind of sounds like, man. By the way, his new rap album, the rap album is a mixtape, and I think it's free. It's fire.
It's dope. It's
fucking
dope.
fire.
It's dope. That's his lane, man. That's his lane. And I mean, listen, man, it's easy for us to fucking sit here and shit talk and complain. They tried to do something. DW fucking reached out to whoever the fuck he could find and shit. So it is what it is. I ain't trying to sit here and fucking clown on them for them trying to do a nice thing. Shit.
Yeah, he probably asked Rogan, and Rogan's like, "Oh, I know the guy," and he hit up Everlast. Like, hey, you know what?
I mean, all so good. They made it happen. They made. I felt like once he walked in there, things started getting real weird, real quick. But I mean, good attempt at least. Their heart was in the right place.
But you know what? You know what's the good thing too, though? It wasn't just them attempting to do something like that. They also donated a lot of money to a bunch of different places. You know, they also put their money where their mouth is. So that's also one of the great things about the UFC and what they did with this whole event.
That's true. They did. Speaking of putting their money where their mouth is, you're close enough out there, fucking Jesse. You donate any pints of blood or anything?
To what?
To the goddamn tragedy. Dude.
My bad. Fucking Wi-Fi. Fuck that. Jesse, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Jesse. All right, cool.
Yep.
Sorry, I lost it for a second. My Wi-Fi went to shit first. I gotta fucking figure this out. Anyway,
got your fucking cousins and them downstairs fucking pilfering it from you.
Someone's fucking. They've been up eating crazy shit. All right. Fucking. I had what I want to talk about and I lost it. All right. Fuck it. What do you guys want to throw anything else out here before we go?
Well, if you're losing the goddamn topics, Eddie, I suppose.
No, not the topics. There's not much left. There's not a lot to talk about today.
I thought you lost it. What's next? What are we watching? Fucking Cowboy and some Polish prick we've all never heard of?
Yeah, in 2 weeks. Yeah, in 2 weeks is when Cowboy takes on, what is it? Something Till.
Darren Till. Is Eddie gone? Okay, yeah,
I think so. I think he's gonna log in from his phone or something, probably.
All right, I'm legit gonna kill somebody downstairs. No joke.
You know what? Before you signed us off, Eddie, I wanted to say anybody that knows I'm in California and I'm not too close from the whole fires and Napa thing, but I have plenty of friends and family that are in that area. As we were talking about earlier, you know, Henry Cejudo lost something very valuable to him. You know, just so many things lost in this fire. So there's plenty of different ways how people can donate. There's GoFundMe's, you know, Red Cross, all that good stuff, you know. So just do your due diligence if you want to help out to the people that are being affected by all this stuff. Canned goods is always great because, you know, people are being put in shelters and stuff. And, you know, food is always a good thing. Canned food.
Yo, not to make it funny right after that important thing that Jesse just said, but at first I thought Jesse was about to let us all know that he was okay. I'm like, fool, don't nobody care if you all right. I thought Jesse was like, you know, for everybody out there that knows that I'm in California and shit's getting cool. I just want everybody to know that I'm okay. You know, Henry Cejudo shit got burned up, but I'm fine. I don't care that you all right.
I'd be doing the show right near the fire. I'd be like, hey guys, check this out. Check out where I'm at.
That's fucking. You seen the videos of that shit though? That's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
that's pretty bad.
God damn,
wild, dude.
All right, so real quick, no MMA on TV this weekend, like at all. So
no Bellator or nothing.
Nothing I can find. I'm looking around right now. I mean, maybe the Cage Warriors is nothing I can find that's on TV. So, there's like local MMA stuff though everywhere. So I mean, you know,
We got some boxing. Is anybody
I know.
boxing? There's gotta be some boxing on something.
No, this is not a lot, dude. So go outside, motherfuckers.
Nice. We'll
Go
just
outside.
have to fucking do it old school style. Do some fucking cocaine or something, huh, boys?
Do something fun, man. Go create
Go
some
fucking
shit.
party a little bit. John Jones it up. Take some fucking gas station dick pills. Get a couple of hooers.
Yeah. Hey, look. Go have some fun, motherfuckers. Next UFC card, October 21st from Poland. It's the Donald Cerrone against Darren Till fight. With the co-main event of Karolina Kovacevic against Jody Escobar. So, yeah, you got a couple weeks. So
we'll fucking wait. Why don't you go ahead and skip to the next one for Christ's sakes? We'll be waiting on that with bated breath. What's the weekend after that, Eddie? Don't leave us on that somber note. All due respect to Darren Till and Donald Cerrone.
Look, man, people are overlooking that fight. After that is not much better. It's UFC Fight Night Brunson versus Machida.
Jesus H Christ. I've been seeing all these people post these memes when you find out that there's 11 UFC fights for the next 11 weeks. Yeah, well, the first 2 are starting off a bit podunk.
November 4th, we get UFC 217. Bisping, GSP, Garbrandt, TJ, Joanna Rose. That's real.
That's the big one. That's the big one. When is that? November what?
4th.
Is that where we implement Fred Kirby's plan of having someone guard all the 3?
Jesus Christ! Yes, please, God, fucking put them on those cocksuckers now. No fucking staph infections, no yeast infections, no fucking infections of any kind for no goddamn body. Fuck.
Oh, hey, real quick. So everyone, this is why I like this show, because people fucking talk back and forth on the chat. It's badass. Raider says it's Saturday boxing. There you go. There's KSW. KSW's out there.
That's the Polish thing.
Thai fighting every Friday, free online. There you go.
There we go. There had to be some face punching going on somewhere. What the fuck?
And then John Smith, for some reason, goes, "I will ankle pick you all."
That's the Tony Ferguson record.
There you go. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, what up?
I'm sure in Dayton, Ohio, you can go out to any street corner and find some face punching anyway, Fred. So.
Oh yeah, things are getting real fun here in the city. We actually, my old neighborhood made the front paper.
I saw you post on that.
Yeah, we're fucking famous now, boys. Thank Christ I moved out of there, though. Deuces, bitches.
That's so fucking crazy, the whole story. All right, that's gonna do it for us, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to Loudmouth, your boy Kyle, John Smith, Mike Thompson was on here earlier. Liam, Uncle Hank's drinking buddy, Priya Rose, Raider was on here. Jeremiah, homie from the Hardcore MMA show. Thanks for coming on here, man. Anyone else that I missed? Oh, Joey Tremendous, welcome to the ranks. I think what's his, let me see if I can find it. That was a pretty good one. Liam said something. Liam said Joey's becoming a degenerate obsessive fan. Good. Like, welcome. Welcome, Doc. Welcome. All right, guys. You can see all the Twitters down here. Follow Kirby at Kirby_MMA. Jesse's at Spawat1983. I'm at Elo31. And of course, the page is at Crosswinds MMA. Hit up rep crosswindsmma.com. Get yourself some gear. SpicesPros.com. Thanks for having our back. And of course, all the videos, everything is on crosswindsmma.com and of course on iTunes. For myself, Fred Kirby, Jesse Rubakov, and the entire team. Thanks for watching. Y'all have a good motherfucking night. Good fucking weekend. Good night, Wilshire.